If you haven't been following my journey, I've created a Google Workspace add-on that lets you synchronize your ClickUp tasks with Google Sheets. It's a simple plugin that you install from the Google Workspace Marketplace, and it basically lets you bring in all your ClickUp tasks and subtasks to Google Sheets. Now, this has many use cases. It can be useful for reporting. If you have an external stakeholder and you don't want to give them access to ClickUp, they just need to see your data. It can be useful to integrate this data with another software, because once your data is in a Google Sheets, you can basically do anything with it. You can do advanced formulas and calculations. You can sync it with another software. You can create advanced formulas. And what's really good is that these columns where your formulas are will stay in the sheet once it updates. It's very handy for all these use cases. And I've just added a brand new feature that keeps your data fresh. It lets you basically sync your tasks every day. And this scheduled sync has many advantages. If you're doing reporting, for example, and you have formulas or dashboards, your data will stay fresh every day, so you don't even have to worry about exporting it again from ClickUp, refreshing it. ClickUp to Sheets will take care of that. It will just take the new data from ClickUp, erase the old data, and update the existing. It will just clean out your sheet, look at the new task, look at the deleted task, and look at the updated task in ClickUp. It will bring all that in up to date in Google Sheets. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how it works and how you can make use of it in your workflow. I'm going to go into ClickUp and I'm going to show you the list that I'm going to bring from there to Google Sheets. If we get to ClickUp, we have a delivery space right here, and we have several lists for our clients, and we have a client, let's call it Wayne Enterprises, and it has several tasks with different comments, different data, and anything that you change here, say I add an assignee to the final client meeting, basically it will be brought in to Google Sheets very quickly. Now, if you haven't watched my video on ClickUp to Sheets versus the regular ClickUp exports, you can go watch it, but can export this data from ClickUp indeed. You just have to go to Customize and then Export View, but it's quite tedious and that data will not be up to date, which means you have to go back to ClickUp every day to export it and update it in your Excel file or in your Google Sheets if you want your dashboards or if you want your synchronization with another software to work. Now, I'm going to show you a much snappier way to do it, which is going straight into Google Sheets. And here we have a file called Client Projects. It's a spreadsheet. And as you can see, we have my add-on right here on the right. So if you don't see that side panel, you can just open it up here. There's an arrow in the bottom right. And if you want to install the extension, all you have to do is click the plus right here into Get Add-ons. And you're going to look up for ClickUp into the Google Workspace Marketplace. And this should be one of the first add-on that pops up. You can just click there and follow the installation process, and you will see that little icon here on the sidebar. We're going to synchronize a new list. So we're going to get into ClickUp and look that we are in the delivery space in the ongoing folder, and it's the Wayne Enterprises list. So let's get back to Google Sheets. I'm going to synchronize my new list. I'm going to look up for that hierarchy. So you're going to have to go into your workspace. You might have only one workspace. I have several, so I have to pick the right one. And just as a reminder, your workspace is right here on the top left. And then we're going to go into the delivery space. Then it's going to look up for the folders. And we're going to go into the ongoing folder. And then it's going to look up for the lists. And we're just going to go into the Wayne Enterprises list. Once that's done, all we have to do is pick which data to bring in. I can include my descriptions, my custom fields, my closed tasks, my subtasks. I'm going to bring that all in, but you can fine tune that. That's a big difference with the ClickUp exports. ClickUp will just bring everything in. So if you didn't want your subtasks, you cannot really do that with a ClickUp export. While here, you can really decide, I want all my subtasks, closed ones or not. I want my custom fields or not, and really refine and go to the essential data. So you can have a much simpler export than what ClickUp offers you. Now, the brand new feature that came in is sync every day. So now you can decide to keep your tasks in sync every day. What that means is that it's 9:15 now, and tomorrow at about the same time, it will bring refreshed data to my sheet. So this video will be in two parts. I'll actually record the first part today. We're Saturday, it's 9:15, and the second part tomorrow, just to show you that the refresh data has came in. So in between, I'm just gonna change a few things in ClickUp just to make sure that this data has been refreshed in Google Sheets. I'm gonna turn on sync every day and then click start my sync. So a sync takes about a minute or two tops. It's gonna create a new sheet for you. And then from there, it's gonna know which columns to bring in from ClickUp. And in about a minute, it's gonna bring all that data down. As you can see here, a new sheet has been created. It's called Wayne Enterprises. Perfect, same name as our list. And it's brought in all the columns that we need. So the default columns, the custom fields columns, everything's prepared to be filled with our data. So let's give it a few seconds. We're gonna click View Syncs. And as you can see here, we have a sync in progress called Wayne Enterprises. I didn't even have to wait a minute and my tasks are already here in ClickUp. And as you can see, everything's matching the ClickUp list. And it also smartly knows when to clean the sheet in the bottom and in the right, so you don't have a huge spreadsheet with empty cells. Now, if you have a look at the task we just edited, here, the final client meeting where we assigned Diane, let's have a look here, and final client meeting, and we have Diane as an assignee. Everything's been matching ClickUp, and that's amazing. But what if I change the data in between? So what we want is that the data stays fresh. I'm just gonna change a few things, and I'll see you tomorrow just to see if that data came in into Google Sheets. So just for the sake of the example, I'm gonna say customer revisions and put it in an in progress status. I'm gonna create a new task. I'm gonna call it get customer feedback, then put it in maybe in a review status, assign it to someone else. I'll open up that task and maybe add a description. We have to go check the customer. So I'm just adding random data, basically, just adding some time estimates, maybe a tag, maybe priority, just to make sure that this new task comes in tomorrow. And let's try with a subtask and actually maybe delete the final wireframes subtask. Tomorrow, that should be deleted from ClickUp to Sheets as well. And maybe design prototypes, just to be obvious, we're gonna say, this is Sunday, just to make sure tomorrow this has been brought in. Now, if we get back to Google Sheets, tomorrow at about the same time, all these new tasks should come. And I'll explain to you tomorrow why I made this feature and how it can be useful in different use cases. See you. So a day just went by and we're back into Google Sheets. And as you can see, we are in the Wayne Enterprises sheet, and our task called Design Prototypes, this is Sunday, has just popped up. So it popped up with the right status, with the start and due date we've set up, with the time estimate we've set up. As you can see, it's been updated yesterday, so that's what we need. Now, let's have a look at the task called Final Wireframes. And as you can see, I'm searching for it and I'm not finding it, which means it's been correctly deleted from our sheet because we've deleted from ClickUp. And the last one is called Get Customer Feedback. And we should find it. There we go. And it's the new task we've just created. So we have to go check the customer's description as agreed, the tag we've added, it's in review status, it's the assignee we've added with the start date and due date we've added. If we go have a look at the date created, it's yesterday as planned. This has worked out and our data has been refreshed overnight from ClickUp to Google Sheets. Now, I wanted to show you that for different reasons. Number one, if you combine this with adding a column and having some sort of calculation like I showed in the previous video on the new update on bringing in task updates, the first thing is that on the previous release, you're able to add a column and do a calculation like a date difference, for example. Now, what's great is that you could calculate the difference with a simple date formula, for example, and have a difference between those two dates, for example. So with this simple formula, you could know that there's 28 days between the start date and due date, 2 days here, and you could calculate averages and different formulas, and you can connect all of these calculations and all of this data to a dashboard, whether it's external or inside of Google Sheets, because Google Sheets offers you to create some charts. So you could create different charts, have some calculation, and that's going to be part of another video to show you what kind of reporting you could do from ClickUp to Google Sheets. Let's say you've created your dashboard and you have all of your data mapped in with your formulas, with your different tasks, etc. Now, every day, these dashboards are going to be refreshed. And that's my first point on why I see ClickUp to Sheets being useful. So it's for reporting, when it's keeping your formulas and calculations up to date and also your tasks up to date. Next is backup. And that's because before bringing in the refresh tasks, the extension is going to verify that it still finds the list in ClickUp. And say someone has deleted the list by mistake or archived it and our tool doesn't find it, then the data will not be deleted from Google Sheets. So if someone has deleted a list by mistake and you happen to not be using the tool for a while because your data stays in ClickUp for 30 days, but you realize that you've kept your data in sync and it's been deleted for past 30 days, like 40, 50 days, for example, then your data should still be as a sheet in ClickUp to Sheets. So for data backup, it's very handy as well. So if you want to back up your different lists, all you have to do is install ClickUp to Sheets and set up a new sync for each important list in your ClickUp, and then you're good to go. Your data is going to be backed up every day. Now, last use case that's quite interesting is if you're doing an integration between Google Sheets and something else. So if you're doing manual imports to another software, or if you're having an automation going on between Google Sheets and another software, then having your data fresh in Google Sheets is pretty handy because your automations will always pull the up-to-date data from Google Sheets if you've set it up correctly. Now, these are the few use cases that I see with daily syncs. If you're watching this video, it means the feature is already out. And if you go into the Google Workspace Marketplace and add ClickUp to Sheets to your sidebar, all you have to do is connect ClickUp, synchronize a new list, and turn that sync everyday feature on. And from there, your list will be synced every day. Thank you for watching this video. And if you have any feature suggestions for ClickUp to Sheets, I'd love to hear it out. I'd love to get your feedback on what you think of this feature. And if you see any new ones, that way we can improve and make this add-on better and more useful for you to save you time and integrate your ClickUp to your Google Sheets seamlessly. Now, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.